Hi, thanks for joining us. Today is our fourth Tech Talk, and we have Lauren Ryan in today speaking about Canvas templates and a little bit of different ways that you can use the organization methods on Canvas. So we want to thank Lauren for joining us and everybody else that's joined to participate and view. And then those that are going to watch later, thanks for taking the time to review these. So without further ado, we will let Lauren take over and share her experience so far.
Thanks, Ashley. For any faculty or any adjunct that maybe haven't met me yet, this is my second year here at Franklin. Again, my name's Lauren, and I'm over in the exercise science department, just in case I haven't met everybody here. So typically, whenever I've used Canvas, I'm going to show kind of what my template looked like when I was adjunct at IUPUI prior to coming here to Franklin, and just some organizational things that I found to be really helpful when connecting with students, things that are user-friendly with students, and then going into kind of what my sandbox looks like at the moment. So if I can share my screen. When we're looking on Canvas, so all of us should have gotten a link that takes us right to the Franklin College Canvas page right now. Since it is in the sandbox creation, there's not really a canvas.edu that we can go to right now. I know at least I've clicked on the link. So if I were to open a new tab, and whenever I'm typing in franklincollege.instructure.com, it takes me into the main page, and you can sign in with your Franklin College username or password. And that should get you into the Growing with Canvas pages, as well as your own personal sandbox. And if that doesn't work, then probably Ashley will be the guru for that. But just kind of showing what some of my pages have looked like in the past. And so this was a class that I taught at IUPUI, where it was an introduction course to exercise science. And we had a specific template that was created for us right around when the pandemic happened. I was teaching both fully online and hybrid during the spring of 2020, and then moving forward into the 2020-2021 school year. So a lot was thrown at us at once. So I really appreciate that we have these kind of learn as you go style kind of modules that we're using here at Franklin right now. But typically with your homepage, you do have some options when it comes to deciding what you want your homepage to look like. I decided to have it be just a welcome to the course page, and I'll show us on the Franklin Sandbox how you can actually change that depending on what you're wanting for your class. Within this homepage, all of these things were embedded within the template already. And so with this, there's tabs that can show you how to get to the syllabus, how to get to modules. I always have my textbooks and my syllabus on this first page. Anything, at least in my opinion, that you can put on a page or even hyperlink is really, really useful with navigating Canvas. As you can see here on the right side, there are a lot of different tabs that students can click, and you can decide whether or not you actually want them to see all of these different tabs or not. So we'll come to that in a moment. I taught hybrid, so I had a meet your instructor section in there. And again, these little images, the big headers were already embedded within the template. And I believe templates are going to be part of our in-person session this week. And so kind of merging all these different topics together. Since I was hybrid, I had my Zoom meeting information on there, hyperlinking, and then kind of sections of my syllabus I had on this homepage as well. So talking about how the course is going to work. So we have an asynchronous lecture and an in-person lab course, expectations for the hybrid coursework, tools they may need. So Canvas, Zoom, Kaltura was our method of recording lectures. Many of us have maybe used Edpuzzle or Loom or Zoom or YouTube before. I know I've used YouTube a lot to create my videos, but this is kind of what that homepage looks like, at least for this old class that I used to teach. What's really nice about Canvas is that you can actually click this student view up here in the top right, and I believe it's the same for our page as well. And once you click this, you're able to see what it will look like for students. So if you noticed on the previous page, there were way more tabs on that left side that I was able to click, but that went away once I went into the student view. So at least for this course specifically, I only really needed my students to be able to see our homepage, any announcements, which if you can kind of imagine in Moodle, where you go in and you click create course message and it goes out for an email with all of your students. Very similar concept here. Students can set up notifications where they can get a push notification on their smartphone when an announcement is pushed out, so they can receive that information. And oftentimes, whatever I posted in an announcement, I would post in a message as well, just so if it was really important, they had two different kind of notifications to be able to see that message there. I wanted them to be able to see the syllabus, see the modules. For this class, I had an assignments tab and then their grades and a few resources for campus here. Going into the syllabus, this may seem redundant and kind of silly, but when I was surveying students a few years ago and I said, what's your number one pet peeve about using Canvas? Almost all of them said, when I go to the syllabus tab and the syllabus isn't there and it's hidden in a file somewhere. And so when we're looking at this, I like to essentially copy and paste my syllabus and put it into this page. And so if I were to actually go into, let me see, I act like I'm good at technology and then I realize this bar is in my way. There we go. Okay. So this is kind of what my sandbox within our Franklin College Moodle Canvas looks like right now. And so a lot of these headers were created by Ashley, and they're super easy to be able to copy and paste into your Canvas page. And I'm sure we'll talk about that in the in-person session this week. But again, when I was talking about this syllabus tab, if we were to go to edit here, I essentially from my Word document copy and pasted everything that was in my syllabus into this page here. What I like about doing this instead of just maybe hyperlinking an actual document is that you can put those hyperlinks in there and students can click different resources right from this page, the syllabus page. So I created some new tables to put in some of my instructor information, like my email, my number, and my office hours. And you can see as we scroll down, I have things like the textbook hyperlinked. So in this example, I looked up a rentable copy from Amazon that students could get. And so what I did was I typed in the name of this textbook. What you can do is highlight that text. From here, you can click this link button at the top. And it normally gives you two options. You can do an external link, which is what I did here, where it could be, www. whatever that link happens to be. And then once that is hyperlinked, they'll click this and it'll take you to a new window and they can find that resource. Or what you can do, like what I've done down here, is where you can create a link to another section of your course.
Can I ask you a question, Lauren?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So when you copy and paste from your, let's just say a Word document from syllabus into here,
Yeah.
does the formatting transfer over pretty much equally, or is there a lot of editing once you transfer into this document or to this page?
The only thing I noticed were that the tables weren't exactly how I wanted them. I don't know the way I'm about to describe it, if it makes sense or not, but if I were to copy and paste a table into here, it showed up within Canvas, not with the kind of lines between the cells. It kind of looked like the blocked text without borders.
Gotcha.
So I just recreated those tables in there, and that could just be user error on my end.
You just created the table within Canvas, so there's like a button up here somewhere that says create table.
Yeah, so within here, if you click this kind of triple button, there's a ton of other options you can put in there as well.
Thanks.
So yeah, really with that, I changed some headings and I changed the fonts for a few things, but other than the tables, most things came over really easy from that Word document. So then let's get out of there. So with the course link example, so again, this was an external link. It takes me to a link where students can find, just for my class, a cheaper option for this textbook. when I talk about this here, talking about Franklin Fit, which is an experiential learning opportunity that my students do, where they train a client every week here at Franklin. I talk about how they need to get certain apparel, and they can find that info in module 1. So I was actually able to create that hyperlink, and it will take them to the module that they need. And so if I were to go back and show you how that can be done, go down again. So again, you'll type in just whatever word you're wanting to be hyperlinked, whether it's maybe you're wanting to take or have that link take them to a quiz, take it to a module, take it to maybe a specific video you want them to watch within your course. Once you highlight that word, click course link there, it'll show you a lot of different parts of your page here on the right side. So if it's a specific page that you have within your Canvas site, a certain assignment that you have, or for me, I just wanted it to go to a specific module. And so if you think about scrolling down on a page, since that module was near the top, it brought me to the top of the modules page. I was able to click modules down here, and you can pick which module you want it to take you to, or if you just want it to take them to a certain tab that you have over here on the left side, you can do that as well. So if you just want it to take it maybe to your course roster, maybe you want it to take them to just the assignment tab in general. There's a lot of things you can do with hyperlinks that I find remove the need to maybe click your back button a lot, or having to go back to the home page and then find another link to click. So I really like having my syllabus just laid out here for that reason. It's easy for students to click it and see maybe, how many points are my quizzes in this course, and they can see right from this page the amount of points that something is. In addition to that, I always like to add the actual file to the top of this as well. I know a lot of my students like to have it printed out. Maybe they highlight things as they get those things done. And for this, I typed out syllabus and course topics. So within that document, I have a weekly grid of what's due every week, the lectures we're going over, and items like that. So I just typed those words out. I don't want to re-highlight this, so just bear with me highlighting this here. You can go into documents, which is up here on the top, upload a document, and this is where you could drag something maybe from your Finder over if you're a MacBook user like me, or you can, click this button, it'll open up your files on your desktop and you can upload that file, and you can name it whatever you like. And again, in my case, I just put syllabus and course topics and dates. So then if they were to click on this link, I have a PDF in there, so it'll open up a new a new window for them. And then from there, they could download it. And so I like giving them those two options, that they could see it right there on the syllabus page, as well as download it if they're a person that likes to have it maybe on their binder and their folder, cross things off as they do them, and things like that. If I were to go back to my previous page, kind of want to show you things you can do within your modules. So these modules are very similar to the modules that we have on Moodle. So kind of that same concept. In this hybrid faction, and in the way that IEPOI treated the beginning of the pandemic, we went a lot by week numbers versus dates. So you'll see here I have a lot week 1, week 2, week 3. And so if anyone's ever thought about teaching hybrid, or maybe you're teaching something in the fall where you have students do a lot of prep work for your class. I know for me, I'm kind of transitioning one of my courses into trying to review some lecture content before, so that we can do a lot of hands-on and lab things when we're together for that 15 minutes. I find a lot of these module kind of accessibility options really, really useful. So kind of in this example, if we take a look at this 3rd week, for example, we talked about muscular fitness. I always liked starting with an overview page. And so when you're able to create these pages, I always gave kind of an intro to what the week would look like. Since this course has ended, there's not a way for me to go in and kind of like edit things and show you. So I'll kind of flip back and forth between our sandbox and this IEPOI page. But you can see here, I just gave a basic introduction about what was going on this week, how we'll have lecture videos, and then on Friday, we'll be doing a lab, And I always like having a to-do list for them so that they kind of know what's going on since we're only together that one day a week. So I have them watch the lecture video and create and accomplish their critical thinking inquiry, which is a discussion page, and I'll show you that in a moment, and then attending lab on Friday. And then I actually had a TA for this class, so there's a lot of communication between myself, the TA, and my students. Once they have that overview page, they clicked next and it went into their interactive lecture. And so what I liked about having a lecture page, and this is actually an option within your module that Ashley's created for us with a new template that we can all use in our pages or in our Canvas pages, which will be really, really useful. And I'll show you that in a moment. If anyone's thinking about doing lecture content more on Canvas as preparatory for students before they come into class for the week, I just did a lot of copy and pasting. And so typed out a little introduction of what's going on. For me, I talk a lot about exercise, health, wellness, and movement. So this is just a GIF I created on, I couldn't even tell you what website, a random website, creating a GIF, videos I wanted my students to watch. Apparently this image doesn't work anymore, but then I had the lecture videos in there. And so if any of us in the future, when we teach summer classes online, maybe you're doing a lot of video content, it's really nice to embed your videos in there. Because students, they can just click play right there. All right. And they're able to watch that content. Typically, I broke my videos up into smaller-ish style videos. Looking back, I even think myself that 22 minutes is way too long. And so moving forward, I plan on creating kind of some smaller videos. And I surveyed students and they much preferred watching multiple kind of small videos than large ones. And so that's just kind of a side note there. Normally, this was in a discussion-based page. So if students had any questions, imagine there's a, create text option right here. They are able to type in any questions and submit those. Something else I really liked utilizing were discussion posts. I'm sure a lot of us have maybe used forums in our Moodle page before. And so this is something that I did with my classes as well. If I were, let me leave the student view. So in this class, I had 40 plus students in this class. So I didn't want all of them to be on one discussion board. It kind of felt like there was way too much. Some students may have felt overwhelmed, kind of responding to so many different students. And I'm sure this will be kind of a talking point later on, but I actually created 4 different discussion boards and students were in one and could only see the one they were in, with about 5 to 6 other students. And so actually in this case, I believe I maybe had 9 in each discussion board, but you do have the ability, and if anyone has questions about that, feel free to email me or call me. You can create smaller discussion boards so that students have a smaller group of peers that they can talk to, which I really, really valued. If I were to go back to the sandbox, so those are just kind of some random things that I really valued within my Canvas page, just to kind of show you what I have right now in our sandbox. So again, a lot of these headers, I was able to copy and paste from the course template that Ashley created for us. So when you look on the homepage here, a lot of us are going to see what's over here on the right side. So this week in our in-person sessions, you're going to talk about importing content, looking at templates from Commons, which is kind of the hub for being able to look at different templates. And so if this were to load, you can find a ton of different templates here. Essentially, if anyone created a Canvas page that they really, really liked and they thought it was very useful, within your profile, you're able to kind of export that as a template so that other teachers, whether they be higher ed or K through 12, can use them in their course as well. So the template that I have for my sandbox is a template that Ashley provided to me. And so kind of going back here, looks pretty similar to what I've used before. And so I have my homepage just kind of being a blank page where I have information about myself, have my LinkedIn page hyperlinked here so students can connect with me. And then these are actually images that I saved from Ashley's template that was given. So, and I'm sure that in-person meeting, maybe that could be shared with everybody as well. If you decide maybe your homepage, you just want that to maybe be the syllabus, or maybe you want students to look straight at modules when they look or when they click your course, you're able to change that. So anything that's on the screen here, I clicked the page's front page, so I just had a blank screen that I was able to type text into, and that's what you see on my page specifically. Or you can change it to take them straight to modules. So kind of imagine how our Moodle pages look right now. That's what it would look like for your course. Maybe it's your syllabus and you kind of have that freedom there to decide what you want it to look like. So that is what my homepage looks like. And probably one of the last things I'll show is modules I have right now. This is a course, EXE 375, again, where students train a client outside of class 1 to 2 days a week. And there's kind of a lot of moving parts in this class. They're uploading exercise prescriptions for their client. They're sending me reflections and pictures. We have weekly lectures. We have a lab manual. We have a lot of videos that we watch. And so I wanted to find a way in Canvas where I didn't have on my Moodle page, modules that were, for example, this long. This, at least to my brain, when I look at this, I automatically get very, very overwhelmed. And I don't like how busy it looks. So kind of a way that I've tried to avoid that within this Canvas page, and I'm sure it can be done on Moodle as well. I just, to be blunt, didn't feel like taking the time because Moodle confuses me sometimes. But for example, I have this week 2 module here. So if you ever want to add anything to your modules, you can click this add button here, and then you can add kind of whatever item you would like to add to that module. You can add an assignment, a quiz, a file, and I've often created discussions or pages. If it's a new one, you can title it whatever you would like, and then you would add that item into your module. So within this template, it already gave me these 2 pages here. So those were already there for me thanks to the template. And I just went in and edited them with the info that I wanted it to have. So if we imagine Moodle and how kind of in this case, different week, but kind of the same idea here. I have videos for them to watch. I have their different lectures that we're watching with slide decks, more videos and quizzes for them. And what I'm trying to avoid, again, is that busyness. So in this overview page for this week, I've done a lot of hyperlinking within this page. And so giving an introduction, and again, another hyperlink with an external link so that they can see their textbook. And then I did a lot of linking to different documents. And so in this case, I have, reading chapter 1, reading chapter 2, and those take them to slide decks, as well as downloading and saving a few other files that we would need for class outside of their lab manual. So then what I could also do, if I go in here again, so this was by me highlighting that text here. And in this case, I clicked upload a document, and I was able to drag that slide deck saved on my personal desktop into that specific text, and they can open it from there. What I could also do, since they have a quiz this week, I could actually have a link go to that specific quiz. And so in this case, it's a quiz over chapter 1 and chapter 2. So I can click quizzes, click that specific link. Sometimes it takes a second to create that link there, but now I can save that. And then they're able to click this as well. And so it's just where they can look in one place, click a lot of hyperlinks instead of your module maybe being really, really long. And the last thing, because I told Ashley I was nervous about talking for half an hour, but I have the ability to talk for a long time if I want to. That's why I teach. different videos you can hyperlink. And so in this course, I actually have them sometimes watch videos prior to coming to class, so we have time to work on our lab manuals in groups since our classes are only 50 minutes long. And so this is a YouTube video that I made going over the second chapter. And so what I've done previously, if any of you have made videos before, I know for me, I have a YouTube channel where I've created different videos for class. And so in that course specifically, or in this video example, I'm able to go into this video and kind of whatever database you're in, whether it's maybe it's a Zoom video, YouTube, maybe it's Loom, Edpuzzle, whatever you're using. I'm able to click share. And I want that to be embedded within my Canvas page. I don't want them to just click a YouTube link and it takes them to, youtube.com. I wanted to have that embedded link. And so I was able to click copy with that embedded link here. Once I was able to edit this page, kind of doesn't look that way right now, but I just kind of clicked within the page. I Control-V, I pasted that, and then it showed up as that embedded video. And so I think it's nice when you don't have to click so many things that take you to a new window, take you to a new tab. I really like to embed things when I can. And typically when you click a share option for a video, you'll see an embed option, and then you simply just kind of copy and paste that into here. But those are things that I've kind of created and worked with as of right now within my Canvas page. I have items to print or frequently used resources up at the top. And so this is where, again, I kind of have my syllabus if they want to download it here, if they're looking within modules, or they can go to that syllabus tab and click that as well. So those are just a handful of things that I've found to be nice and useful whenever I've used Canvas. And again, I didn't want them to see all of these options. And so within actually settings here, you can click navigation and you can move things into kind of this section here that you don't want students to see. So again, I only wanted them in this class. I only want them to have access to the syllabus, announcements, modules, quizzes, their grades. Sometimes I use Microsoft Teams. I haven't decided how I might utilize that yet once we move over to Canvas, and then their course roster. But things like pages, files, I do want to utilize rubrics, so I'll probably make that so that only I can see it. Those are all things that I just disabled their access to, but I still have access to them. So then again, you can always click student view so you can see how your students actually see that page. So then on this side, it looks a lot less busy with only those options there. But I will stop talking because I could talk for a really long time. But those are just a handful of things that I found valuable when I was using Canvas, and some things that I want to continue using when we merge. And so anybody, and by that I mean Tiffany, have any questions? No?
Well, and if anybody else, of course, has questions, or if you watch the video and have additional questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Lauren. And again, most of the things she mentioned in this, we will cover in the next couple upcoming weeks in the live trainings or on the online course. And she, of course, spent a lot of time talking about templates. So if I will be sharing those templates out to where you can get them. Most of them did come from IU or IUPUI or other colleges. So they're kind of formatted to be higher ed styles, but then to matching our coloring, or, and I've told a couple of the courses this, if you want a custom color set or design or whatever done, feel free to reach out and we can get that set up for you. So thank you, Lauren, for sharing your experience with Canvas and how you enjoy utilizing it. I know you guys are going to hear me talk a lot about it, but it's nice to hear somebody else's take and how they've been able to customize it for their class. So again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks.
Bye.